Okay, I got to say this. After more than 15 years in the software industry, I no longer write code manually anymore. Since November last year, 100% of my code is generated by agents. And honestly, I have no plans to going back. And if you are a developer, I'm sure you have also been wondering the same question I asked myself. What is gonna happen with my career now, and what about the skills I spent more than 1 decade building? I decided to make this video to calm down our anxiety a little bit and explain how AI is shifting the developer's role from writing code to designing systems, and what are the things you can do to stay relevant. So in this video, I'm gonna cover first why the dream of instant software is actually an illusion. Second, the key reasons why it is very unlikely that AI will be able to just handle everything on its own. And third, the 2 new developers roles you need to start preparing for today. And by the end of this video, you will have a clear vision of how to adapt your current skills to thrive in the age of agentic software development. So let's dive in. I'm sure you have seen the posts on social media feeds these days. Someone built a Linux clone in Python by whispering to Cloud Code like this. With no prior coding experience, just a prompt and a generous supply of tokens, probably from this company. This creates the illusion that software is now instant to make. However, building the first prototype of a product was always the easy part. Roughly 95% of the cost of a software product occurs after the initial version is released. And if you have ever worked on any serious enterprise software product, then you know very well that turning a prototype into an stable, reliable, and evolvable system is where the real work actually begins. Because, shipping to production is optional, but once it is there and you have real users, the maintenance is not optional anymore. Once you have users, you get pressure. New features, bug fixes, scaling concerns, integration challenges, and a constant need to evolve the system without breaking it. AI doesn't remove that complexity. It automates the easiest part of the process. And building successful production software has never been easy, and it won't suddenly become trivial. The hardest parts, the design, the architecture, and deciding what to build, cannot be so easily automated. But that leads to a common objection I hear all the time, and I will break down why the AI will handle it eventually. Argument is dangerous. It's actually a dangerous bet for your career in a moment. We know an AI doesn't solve the 95% of problems today, but many people believe it is just a matter of time. They say in the flat matter of fact voice something like, AI is improving rapidly, soon it will be able to build and maintain complex systems on its own. And it is an appealing idea, especially for those who pay for software, but it is also flawed. And there are a few key reasons for that. First, we keep rising the bar in terms of requirements. If we had stuck to the software problems of the 1970s, programming would already be trivial. But we didn't. We created better tools and abstractions to take on bigger, more complex problems. AI will do the same. Tomorrow's systems will be even more ambitious, and AI will be the tool that lets us tackle them. Second, most real-world systems aren't AI ready yet. For an agent to perform well, data quality is key. And in software, the code is the data. Most production code bases are inconsistent, under-tested, and full of edge cases that even humans struggle with. And these systems are shaped by years of implicit assumptions and technical debt. AI is useful on these legacy systems, But fully autonomous development remains a pipe dream when the source materials is such a mess. Third, there is a accountability gap. Who is liable when a fully autonomous agent ships a critical bug that costs millions? Is it the company that deployed it, the developer who gave the prompt, the vendor who trained the model? These are quite interesting questions, and until this is solved, fully autonomy, in this high-stakes production environment is a massive risk. For the foreseeable future, humans must remain in the loop for validation and final sign-off. So if agents are automating the act of writing code, the question is, okay, what is left? I see two complementary roles emerging. First, the expert generalist builder. In an AI-first workflow, this person is responsible for deciding what to build, deciding how to build it at the system level, and breaking that work into meaningful increments that can be delegated to agents. These responsibilities are not new, but they used to be something that splits across product managers, software architects, and technical leads. What is changing is that these three specialist roles are collapsing into a single high-leverage generalist role. Alongside the builder, a second role is emerging. It is the enabler. It is responsible for the meta layer of development. They make agentic work effective by optimizing build and deployment pipelines, capturing constraints and patterns in machine-friendly formats. For example, creating a library of pre-flag secure architectural patterns that an agent can be instructed to use, rather than letting it invent a new one from scratch, and improving testability and optimizing test coverage, and refactoring legacy systems to make them AI-friendly. And this role isn't about shipping feature, it is about enable agents and builders to ship features well. Now, pause for a moment and think about your current work. Are you acting more like a builder or an enabler? Because your prior knowledge isn't obsolete, but it is its application what it is changing. Knowing the exact syntax of the ROS borrow checker is less important today than knowing what kind of problem ROS is good for. One is a task to be automated, and the other one is a strategic leverage. And this brings us to the core of the shift. With AI, the developer's role moves up the abstraction ladder. It changes from writing code to designing systems that can evolve safely, with agents doing the groundwork. Agents won't replace human taste when it comes to deciding what to build. Building the right thing is going to be key here. Faster coding is already a commodity. Strong engineering, however, remains a competitive advantage. Teams that master this shift to agentic development will iterate faster and build better systems because they are focused on a higher level of engineering. So, when you receive a task, don't start coding immediately. Instead, spend 15 minutes explicitly defining the problem and breaking it down into clean, delegable increments. Think like an orchestrator, not just a coder. And if this way of thinking about software development resonates with you, consider subscribing to this channel for more content on building good quality software in the AI native era. Because the future of software isn't less engineering, it is more engineering, just at a higher level. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye.